Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome to Spider-Man on the Atari 2600, which is a game that was requested for me to play on the channel. As always, if there is a request you would like for me to play, if you have any recommendations, just comment down below. Otherwise, hold your peace forever. And then second thing is this is the first Atari 2600 game I am playing for this channel. But let's not waste too much time not playing. We've got level 1 selected. Oh yeah, that sweet soundtrack. Now, let's grab that criminal, get some points. I realize that as somebody who plays games, I tend to avoid a lot of, nope. I tend to avoid the Atari in general. I don't really hold it in that much high regard, largely because I don't think I played it that much. That much as a kid. I didn't actually own an Atari. The first system I ever owned was a nope. There we go. Was a Nintendo. But even than that, I don't really play too much, especially for the channel purposes, because these games are generally hard. Atari games I generally don't play too much these days because there's a certain repetitive nature to them. They establish a very specific system for which to play. Nope. For which the game itself is played, and then you just go through that loop over and over and over again, which, to be fair, like all games to an extent have that loop, but if I actually finish this level, all that's going to change is the color of the building, and then some things are going to move faster. There. No. It's just I only have a very limited amount of web fluid, and I'm almost out. But even more, there we go. Ah, son of a... I wonder, do you get more, or do you just get points for... I think you just get points for catching criminals. Even more more popular games, more well-known games, like you can talk about your Pac-Mans, your Missile Commands, your Space Invaders. I tend to not play simply because a large amount of the game isn't really exploring stories, which is generally my interest in a lot of video games, but just going for that high score. And I've never really been much of the person to chase a high score. Ah, I'm impressed that actually latched on. But in the interest of playing all of the games, which is essentially the main goal of this channel, there is no reason why I should deny any request for various Atari 2600 games. What I think makes this game interesting versus a lot of other Atari games, nope, is the certain level of precision that is required. Like with Space Invaders, you don't have to be very precise on when you're actually shooting things. With Centipede, like, you don't have to be precise. Like, part of the fun is just the chaotic action of it. The centipede just roaming all around the level, and you're just shooting it up. Oh. Whereas this, it almost kind of feels like a very precise golf meter. And almost there. The problem is, like, I can't latch onto the bomb directly. There's that super bomb at the top of the building, and I have to go through it without touching it with the web. Which creates that strange amount of... There we go! Beat level 1. And now I have to do it again! Except the building is pink now. And all of the criminals are wearing pink. Because they want to match with the building that they're in. It would be embarrassing if you showed up to the pink building in a blue shirt. Also, you wouldn't be able to see, There we go. Nope. Oh. Again, I'm impressed that actually latched on. Because all of the windows in this building are open. There are no closed windows, and there's just this ton of construction space. Nope. Ah, son of a... Okay, I'm probably going to run out of web fluid on my way back up. Yeah. Oh no! Spider-Man! Where's Gwen Stacy when you need her? Maybe she'll be able to catch Spider-Man's fall and prevent him from breaking his neck. But, like... it's not a bad game. There's a very clear objective. There's a very clear means to accomplish it. Oh, no. How did that... It's just extremely precise. Probably too precise for its own good. Also, is there a reason why Spider-Man can't wall crawl? I mean, other than gameplay purposes. Like, I understand his limited amount of web fluid. Like, it never seems to become an issue in any of the movies. I don't know if lack of web fluid is an issue in the comic books. But, like, okay, and so in the Tobey Maguire movies, he doesn't actually use... Ah, damn it. He doesn't actually use web fluid, it just comes out of his wrists. In the Andrew Garfield movies, they do. Nope, son of a... I was a little too impatient. But the lack of web fluid is never really an issue in those. And the dream is dead. Okay, 690 points. Okay, this time I'm going to try to catch more criminals, maybe defuse a bomb or two. It's just gonna be very tricky because of how precise you have to be in latching onto the wall and latching onto the girders up top. Okay, this is, that doesn't count. Let's try that again. Which is kind of, like, makes the whole scoring system is a little at odds. Is that, you have to... Like, the farther up you are, the safer you are. Because you actually have the ability to catch yourself. If you're too close to the ground, then you're less likely to be able to catch yourself if you fall. Whereas if you're way up top, even though you're falling from a greater height, you're in less danger because of it. Although... There we go. Also, are those supposed to be Spider-Man icons on the bottom left? They kind of look more like scorpions. Which would make some sense if Scorpion was the villain in the game, rather than the Green Goblin. And there's a lot of unfinished buildings out here. Like, it's a good thing that, Ah, son of... It's a good thing that the Green Goblin is planting all of his bombs on the unfinished parts of the building. Because otherwise, people's lives might actually be in danger. Ah, son of a... I also feel like there's a little bit of, the video game Snake involved, like the kind of gameplay you'd see in Snake. Because of how precise you have to be around these pixel-perfect rectangles. And there I go. I figured I didn't have enough web fluid to make a second round, and... Oof. Spider-Man. You ain't gonna get Mary Jane if you keep falling out of buildings like that. And, like, I feel as though my strategy is generally very low scoring. My cautious strategy is a little bit safer. Damn it. That still requires a... Oh. Damn. Okay. Caution thrown to the wind when precision is still the name of the game. Especially since you can't actually swing directly left or right. You always have to swing upward at some degree. And there I go with my web fluid. Like, with this taller building in level 2, this monster of a building, like, your web fluid just barely ekes it out for one try. But not really for 2. Definitely not 3 tries. Kablooey! I'm not entirely sure how to get back more web fluid, or if you can. I have not read up on the Spider-Man strategies. There we go! Beat level 2. Fantastic! Now on to the yellow building. Oh my, hello. Aren't you flying a little low there, Green Goblin? The danger has increased. But Spider-Man will prevail in his constant quest. Ooh, hello. His constant quest to move vertically. Do I want to... And then also sometimes slightly to the right. Which way does Spider-Man swing? Slightly to the right. Okay, so I have just barely enough. Yes! Except now I definitely won't have enough web fluid to make it across the white tower. Oh, nope, I start back up at full. Ah, son of a... Should we give it one more try? Okay, I'm gonna give it one more try. I feel like this is the main reason why I generally don't play Atari 2600 games, is because, like, there's no end in sight, because if there's no end to the game, then essentially at what point do you stop playing the game? And if you're not really that interested in the score, then... That said, at the very least, I'm doing better than Nolan North did on Retro Replay. Though, that probably isn't too much of an accomplishment. And then, son of a... Ah. Alright, I'm doing a little bit better with these shorter, or at least I did a little bit better in that very specific portion. Oh my gosh. At the very least, I'm screwing up on this first level, where it doesn't quite use as much web fluid. It gives me more second chances. In level 2, I would be screwed. I would be... just enough room. Just enough room. Let us fall. No, son of a... I was planning to grab back onto... Wow. Onto that top part of the building. There we go. Finally. Wow. Interesting how, though, you don't actually get points for completing a level. You only get points for stopping criminals and defusing bombs, but the actual completion of the level it gives you nothing. I mean, I suppose it also gives you a reset on your spider fluid, on your web fluid. Excellent. That was a bad time. I should just fall at this point. Like, I don't have enough web fluid to make it all the way back to the top. Which, the fact that you don't get points for completing levels is interesting, because that means that... son of a... That means that essentially, like, even though the goal is to stop the super bomb, like, it is just as important to stop all the criminals on your way up. Oh. I'm impressed that it latched onto that very specific piece of geometry. And that's also the thing that kind of makes getting points a little bit trickier, because your spider web can't actually go through... son of it. I might as well just fall at this point. Although, actually, I probably shouldn't waste the last part of the life on falling. I might as well just try to collect a bomb or two before I die. Because if the main objective isn't really collecting the bomb at the top of the building, if the main objective is getting that high score, because this game is going to go on to infinite ends, whether I like it or not. So it's kind of like, I remember reading something about... What game was it? Missile Command. How Missile Command is... You will inevitably... son of a... You will inevitably lose. And the same goes for this game, is you will inevitably lose. Spider-Man is destined for failure. He will never truly beat the Green Goblin. He will merely hold the Green Goblin back for a little while, for a short while, before he himself is defeated. Which I suppose also kind of speaks to, like, the grander narrative of Spider-Man. The idea that no matter what Spider-Man does, his villains always remain out there. The city is never truly safe. And that Spider-Man cannot retire because there are always villains to fight. There are always people to save from evildoers. But if Spider-Man can never truly defeat the Green Goblin, then that means essentially the trip to the top is the illusion of an objective. Although it would be nice if these criminals would just stay in their window for a little bit longer. Like, this guy on the left here, like, he thinks I'm really going to risk my life capturing him. Like, nobody's going to his lane. Alright, let's wait for the Green Goblin to come back. There we go. Oh, so I actually got points for that one. Never mind. Do I get points for the amount of... okay. Do I get points for the amount of web shooter I have left? Because a lot of the times, by the time I get to the top, I have no web shooter. Because it has taken me too many times. And I have run out. Excuse me, sir, I'm busy climbing here. If you can move your unregistered scooter. Nope. It's too bad I can't catch any of those bombs that I pass by on the way down. Ah, son of a... Ah. Okay, I don't think I have enough web fluid to make it back up to the top, but that's okay. I still have... Ah, son of a... I still have 2 more lives. And there I go. Is it cruel and unusual punishment this game makes you watch as Spider-Man falls all the way back down to the ground? Because the farther you go, the longer it takes you to reach the street level. It's not an instantaneous replay. I think... I think I've got, as long as I can maintain this precision... I thought I was going to be able to... Oh, no. I thought I was going to be able to defuse that bomb in time, but the answer was no. And I don't think I've got enough web fluid to make it to the top anymore. Damn it. That's what I get for trying to go for the score. Death. Am I in line with this piece of girder? I think I am. Which is good, because I think as long as I don't do anything dumb... I should be well in line for the... There we go. And now the white building. Can I beat my previous record? Probably not. Ah, son of... Not with this gameplay. Or this amount of web fluid. I don't even think I have enough web fluid to make it to the top. Yep. There he goes. Well, that was Spider-Man for the Atari 2600. I guess it's all right. As somebody generally doesn't play this genre, or not this genre, this generation of games that much, I don't really know if I can really rate it too much. It's not as terrible as I've heard it to be. It's not. It has some odd design choices, like why can't Spider-Man wall crawl? Why are none of the windows closed so he can't latch onto it? What's going on in that upper part of the building? Why is every upper part of the building under construction? Like a lot of it is just to make that the web slinging itself difficult, for the sake of making the web slinging difficult, and then everything else is kind of like an obstacle. Though there is this game desires precision in a way that, like, Pac-Man doesn't necessarily desire precision to such a degree, or at the very least, it doesn't desire to such a degree at the beginning of the game. As you get farther and farther in, and you have more and more, you got faster and faster ghosts, then it requires you to be more precise. But at the beginning, it's pretty loose. You can make mistakes. Whereas this game, it's like you have to be very precise on your web slinging, and it requires a little bit more learning as to how long the web actually goes. Either way, got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.